So we just found a second cage for the 2-year-old. So they both sleep in cages.
Oh, that's just right where they sleep.
That's why she's over there. I'm with the dad, the mom's raising,
Okay.
so but yeah, the sad part is they don't see anything wrong with it.
Oh, so they would just chill with me, just don't
Oh, they were like, oh yeah, no, it's a bed frame. Yeah, we'll come show you. And then we walk in and they're like, this is a petting zoo cage.
2 children, 2 cages, 2 educated scientists who believed this was acceptable parenting. What you just heard is real. That was a police officer standing inside a family home in Gainesville, Florida, describing what he found after a 6-year-old boy told his teachers he didn't want to go home, not because he was scared of the dark, not because of a bad grade, but because his father had built a cage and locked him inside it. This documentary covers the full story of Dustin Huff and Urays, a couple who worked at one of Florida's most prestigious universities, and what investigators discovered on the night of December 8, 2023. Stay with us, because this story gets darker before it gets clearer.
What did the allegation say? I don't
So
know.
the allegation is one sentence that says that the kid did not want to come home because dad built a cage to lock him in there while the mom was at work. So that's the allegation. And I have the actual copy of the allegation and stuff on my.
Dad didn't want to talk to him.
Make sure you take that or a copy of it, put the CR number, and turn it into.
No, yeah, that's being all turned in. I'll put all that on.
So, yeah,
I'll do the supplement.
And I'm sure mom never. I'm not. I'm sure.
So
sure.
do you want?
So he said he have a neighbor, but they really don't watch the kids, but they don't have no family here.
It has to be something. Yeah.
But I don't know if mom goes.
So do you want us to start that process?
With the kid?
With
Yeah,
the
I don't
mom.
know if she's done talking to mom.
Well, yeah. The only thing that she has left is try to find where can the kids go.
So obviously,
Well, it must. And she hasn't told me yet,
Somebody-
but
somebody
somebody.
scared
I
the
think
kid was
he
scared
told.
to
I think
come.
he told somebody at school.
he didn't want to come home
'Cause,
he
yeah.
was scared of being locked in the cage.
Yeah, if you want, let me go to my car real quick and grab the paper so you
Okay.
can read it. But it
And then
specifically
you can
said
just-
that he said that he didn't want to come home because they built a cage to lock him in there.
If you can pull your truck out.
Yeah,
that way,
I'll pull behind
yeah.
it. So the kid said he goes to school at 7, so he stays locked in pretty much till 7. I can try to, once we ask her if we can try to figure out what time he actually goes to bed. But they made it sound like it's the all night because when he goes to school, he wears regular underwear. Here, it's full up, basically.
So gets up at 7, goes to school, gets out about 1:45. Is locked in there until dad gets home at
For like
3.
2 hours, yeah. For like 2 hours, and then
So dad gets home at 3:30.
like 3:30ish. He said that it varies, but it's basically approximately 2 hours. And here's the allegation. He said that he didn't want to go home, and this is our copy, so I'll put that into evidence.
I
and all that stuff.
appreciate it.
No, don't worry.
Appreciate it.
So the mom said that she used to work 8 to 5. Her schedule, she just recently, like 2 months ago.
Yeah, I went in here for that part.
Yeah, so a month or 2 months ago, her schedule changed. So now, when he gets out of school, she goes and picks him up, and that's her lunch break. But then when her lunch break's done, then she puts him in there, and then for like a short time, quote unquote, until dad comes and basically comes home and lets him out because the one
The
kid.
school dismisses at 1:52.
Yeah, and then Wednesdays, obviously, it's the
12:45.
12:45.
So school get out at 1:52.
1:52.
Hold on. School out 1:52, and then mom pick him up,
Then mom picks him up.
and then she bring him here,
She brings him here,
and she on lunch break.
and she on lunch break. So then when she finished her lunch break, she basically puts him in his room in the cage, and then until dad comes back.
So let's just pause here for a moment and understand what we're dealing with. A 6-year-old child, after school, every single day, being placed inside a locked cage by his own mother, not as a punishment, not as a temporary measure, but as a routine, as a system. The child would come home from school, and before his mother returned to her job at the university, she would lock him in. Not with a babysitter, not with a family member, inside a cage with 2 locks, until his father came home around 3:30. And this had been going on, according to the mother herself, for over a year. What makes this case particularly disturbing is not just what happened, but who these people were. Dustin Huff managed a laboratory at the University of Florida. His partner worked there too. These were not people without resources. They had access to childcare options. They chose not to use them, and as investigators were about to discover, there wasn't just one cage in that house.
Yeah, his parents' numbers, bro. It's a cage, and they call it for the little one. It's a cage.
For the little one?
Bro.
So we just found a second cage for the 2-year-old. So they both sleep in cages.
Oh, that's just right where they sleep.
I'm with the dad, the mom, so we can trying to figure out where the kids can go.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the sad part is they don't see anything wrong with it.
Oh, so they would just chill with. They just told you.
Oh, they were like, oh yeah, no, it's a bed frame. Yeah, we'll come show you. And then we walk in and they're like, this is a petting zoo cage. And then the 6-year-old, so he goes to school in regular underwear, but at night they put him on pull-ups, and it has like 2 locks, like so this is where the 6-year-old sleeps.
Oh.
Like on a freaking and they're like, no, it's a bed frame. I'm like, no, and it has like a mattress inside, and then this is the actual box, the box spring for the bed would be. That's from yesterday, but yeah. Then you have the 2 locks for, and the kid's like, yeah, dad puts me here, and he just takes it. I guess she just showed me a picture. There's another, not wood like that, but it almost looks like an actual dog pen, like wired pen, and that's where in the closet of the master bedroom, and that's where the 2-year-old sleeps.
Okay.
And then the kid, mainly my information comes from the kid. The kid was like, Dad put him in there at night, and that he don't wake up at night. So it's like, what if you want water? He's like, no, I don't wake up at night. He said that at night he wears pull-ups. But during the day he wear big boy pants, and he showed them to us. He showed us a pair of regular underwear, and he go to the bathroom by himself. He also demonstrated for us that it's locked at night. Then me and DCF talked to him a second time, and he said that when Mom come home, she put him in there, and she also locked it. Mom told me that they tried to find after school for him, but they can't because of behavior issues. And she told me that cage had been in there for a year. That's what Mom told us.
So they've used it for a year.
Yes. And then all the other information I have to get from Corporate Police already told me to do something.
So how y'all got this over DCF call?
Let's take a moment to understand what the child told investigators, because this is critical. He was 6 years old. He explained in his own words how the routine worked. He goes to school in the morning, wearing regular underwear, like any normal child. But at night, his parents put him in pull-ups, because the cage was locked, and he couldn't get out to use the bathroom. He was not allowed to get up. He could not call for help. He could not get water if he was thirsty. He simply stayed inside, locked, until morning, and the child demonstrated to investigators how it was locked. Not by accident, not as something unusual he witnessed once. He demonstrated it because it was his normal. The mother confirmed this had been happening for over a year. The 6-year-old had spent over a year of his life being locked in a wooden cage every night and every afternoon. And when officers asked him about the 2-year-old, his little sibling, they discovered that child had an equivalent situation, a wire enclosure inside the master bedroom closet. This is when the investigation shifted from concerning to criminal.
You want to shut the door? You want to keep it open? No, ma'am. I just need to talk to Mr. Huff.
What happened?
Nothing. All right, Mr. Huff. So we here because of the allegations of the child being caged. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I'm getting ready to read you your rights because unlawfully or willfully caging a child is a crime. Okay. All right. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to your lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand each of these rights that I've explained to you?
Yes.
Having these rights in mind, do you wish to speak with me? No. Okay. All right, go ahead, turn around. You got anything in your pocket that can poke against that man statement?
I think I do have my pocket knife.
Okay.
My working knife. Right pocket.
Let's get to 10:15 on. All right, we're gonna walk out from the truck, okay?
You want to go in and pull your stuff up.
Yes, ma'am. Sir, is it a place that we can take your kids tonight, a family member, or anything like that?
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't keep tensing up. We walk into the truck. You can get to your phone. I don't mind doing that.
Alright, you're ready?
So how long? How long will
I
it
can't
take?
tell you, man. You gotta go see that thing they had the other day.
I don't know. So, please say that. Where's your phone and where's your husband's phone?
I don't know my husband's
Okay,
phone.
so just put your leg inside, please. Thank you.
My
Yeah, if
phone
you
is
can
in
just
my
take-
purse. Can I have
In your
please?
purse? Yeah, your purse will
Can
go
I
with you.
I can,
Just give me a
you
minute.
can unlock it.
Can I have my phone only?
Just your phone? Okay, well, I will bring your phone only.
You can unlock your, but yeah, if you could just.
I'll take pictures of the whole house.
The moment Dustin Huff invoked his right to silence and was placed in handcuffs, the investigation didn't stop, it expanded. Officers now had to figure out what to do with two young children who had nowhere to go that night. Both parents were being taken into custody. The children would be placed with the Department of Children and Families, DCF, while investigators tried to reach family members. What's striking here, watching this footage, is how composed Dustin Huff appears. No visible emotion, no attempt to explain, no remorse. He answers with a quiet yes when asked if he understands his rights, and immediately invokes his right to silence. His partner, Uraze, by contrast, appears visibly distressed, asking about her phone, her purse, before being placed in a patrol vehicle. Meanwhile, an officer is already calling a family member to try and arrange emergency care for the children. And what follows is one of the most difficult conversations you will hear in this entire case.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Hey,
Ma'am, this is Corporal Gonzalez with the Gainesville Police Department.
Yes.
I'm calling on behalf of Mrs. Huff. So there's a situation going on right now where we would need to see if
wait a
you.
moment. What's wrong? Can you give the phone to just the girl?
No, ma'am, because I need to be able to speak with you and understand what's being said.
I'm sorry. Can you give the phone?
No, ma'am, not right now. But she's here. She can hear you.
What?
Ma'am, I need you to listen to me. Are you home right now?
Because I can know the.
Yes, please listen
No.
to him. Please.
No, I'm outside.
Ma'am, are you
喂，
home?
小谢怎么了
Tell her that she needs to be able to
？No,
speak
I'm
with
not
me.
at home.
Okay, she's not at home. All right. Ma'am, are you in the city? Are you in the Gainesville city?
Yes,
All right. Will you be home anytime soon?
maybe. So my phone will no charge. Can I talk to the girl who have the phone? 小谢
Okay.
怎么了？
You're gonna have to talk to her in English.
So
喂，小谢。
so I'm going to jail. So because my I need you to take care of my kids. Can you please? And then I need your help.
哦，no，妹妹，
They
那
are
小谢说不来中文，怎么回事？
they can
Oh,
I can only talk in English. So they are going to take me away from. And can I ask you to help me look after my kids
No problem. What's
tonight?
wrong?
All right. So,
They-
so if she can, ma'am, if you can help Miss Hoff with the children, I do have an investigator from the Department of Children and Family that needs to ask you a couple of questions before you're allowed to take the children.
But I maybe I still need half hour to 1 hour to go back at home. I need to know what's wrong with this lady. Hello?
Hello, ma'am. Just give me
Hello?
yes, ma'am. Just give me 1 minute. So you're trying to understand what's going on?
No. No. Yes.
All right, ma'am. Like I said, before you can help Miss Huff take care of her children, the Department of Children and Family has a couple of questions they need to ask you before we.
Hold on. I want to know how long I take care of the children. Overnight or for a very long time. Where is the children's dad?
He is also being taken to jail.
Can I ask what's wrong?
So I'm gonna let the Department of Children and Family
What's wrong?
answer that. I don't know if they want me to go into specifics. It's just we had concerning allegations that we had to come investigate, and unfortunately, this is the outcome of that investigation.
That phone call captures something that a lot of people watching this case might miss. When Urez, still in handcuffs, about to be placed in a patrol vehicle, calls out to her family member, she doesn't say, "I'm sorry." She doesn't say, "I made a mistake." She says, "I need you to take care of my kids." The focus remains entirely on logistics. Not on the children's well-being, not on what they had been through, on what happens next for the parents. This is not unusual in cases involving long-term child abuse, especially when the abuse has been normalized over time. When something becomes routine, even something deeply harmful, the people involved often lose their ability to see it as wrong. That's not an excuse. It is simply part of how these situations develop. And in this case, it had been developing for over a year inside a home that looked, from the outside, like a completely normal family. Now, when it comes to the legal outcome of this case, this is where things take a very unexpected turn. After being arrested on December 8, 2023, both Dustin Huff and Urez were initially charged with aggravated child abuse, a first-degree felony, and child neglect, a third-degree felony. Both pleaded not guilty. Then came the plea agreements, and according to the legal analysts who reviewed this case, what the prosecution agreed to was remarkably lenient. Dustin Huff was allowed to plead to a lesser charge, a third-degree felony, with a withhold of adjudication. That means he was not formally convicted. He is not a convicted felon. And if he completes 5 years of probation without incident, he can have this record sealed, meaning future employers, future partners, future institutions would have no easy way of knowing what he did to his children. Urez pleaded no contest to child neglect, also a third-degree felony, also with 5 years of probation, but her conditions included a requirement to disclose her history to future employers, which, according to one attorney analyzing this case, may actually reflect that she works in an environment where she could come into contact with children. Unlike her husband, who managed a laboratory, this is the part of the case that sparked significant public discussion and, frankly, concern. The legal system in cases like this faces a difficult balancing act. On one hand, prosecutors have to weigh the strength of the evidence, the likelihood of conviction at trial, and what outcome genuinely serves the children's interests. On the other hand, the public and experts look at a case where 2 children were locked in cages every day for over a year, and they struggle to understand how the outcome can be probation with a potentially sealable record. There is also the question of what happens to these children long term. The 6-year-old will remember this. Children at that age form lasting memories. Research on childhood trauma is clear. Prolonged confinement, fear, and helplessness leave marks that don't simply disappear. Therapy, consistent care, and a stable environment can help. But the road is long. The 2-year-old may retain less conscious memory, but early childhood experiences shape development in ways that are not always visible and not always predictable. The most important thing for both children is that they are now away from that environment and receiving support. Dustin Huff is currently serving 5 years of probation. If completed without incident, he may seal this record. Ureyes is under the same probation terms, with the additional requirement to disclose to employers. Both children are with DCF and, as of the information available in this case, are no longer in that home. This story is not over for those children, but at least, on the night of December 8th, 2023, it stopped.